Yeah.
The oldest of all the Peter Onstad. That's for Esther.
For being the oldest.
Just on the floor.
That's from Karen. 97. And this is some glögg for the brothers. Are you going to tell them how old you guys are? How old are you? And Nord is 95.
89.
And the baby is 89.
What is that?
Yeah, we need to know what glögg is. It's fortified, I think. People usually.
Out of all the grandchildren,
What is that?
Non-alcoholic.
Something from Sweden.
Know that.
It's from Sweden.
Glögg.
Glögg. Something to unclog your drains. Glögg.
Well, I'll tell you. I know this. My father, Peter Onstad, would not approve of this non-alcoholic drink. You see, he made his own Earl, he called it, down in the cellar of the house. Now the cellar is not a basement, understand? It's about this high, about this high. You go down a steep stairs and you're on ground. You see, it's just a hole in the ground and you stoop down and walk along. And on the sides there's some benches also made of sod or dirt. There we stored the vegetables we grew in the garden. But over in one place is the place I'm going to talk about, was a big earthen crock, about this big, you know. And in there, Pa would make his Earl, made out of some malt syrup and some other barley, and he'd put it in there and put a cover on it and just let it wait and sit. And after a while, he'd go down and he'd take this and he'd pour this with a puddle into his, but not this big. And then he had a capper. Put the bottle down there, put the cap and pull that, and it would seal the top. And that was his Earl. Now, once in a while, his son, this one, would at night, when Pa and Ma were at bed, would steal down there and steal one of those bottles. And it was delicious. Now, let me add that Mama did not approve of this. She belonged to the WCTU, the Women's Christian Temperance Union. He didn't, so there was a little conflict. And he took care of that. There's always a way to explain this, you see. It was good for the health. That's what. Those were the wonderful times when men wore brown derbies and chains on their vests, and women were never considered well dressed unless they wore bustles and looked like Mae West. Those were wonderful days. The heck they were. You got me started a little bit here. There's one thing more. Hey, I don't know if I'll tell this, but Paul, you know, he, even at the dinner table, maybe it's after he had some of that, he'd just go ahead and if he had too much gas, he let it go. Right there with company around, too. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody is. You know, sometimes I wonder if I didn't learn something from him on that, and just kind of careless with the gas use situation. Esther here, I'm glad that you're hearing me. And she would really give me I was going to say she'd give me, well, hell, but that's not permissible in this company.
What was that last you said?
Well, Esther, I want to thank you for being so courageous and to come here and put up with your brother. This one, I mean. I've got to confess to you, I've been kind of tough on you on the phone, put up a little fuss here and there. But for this occasion, I want to confess my sins to you. That I'm not saying it won't happen again. It happened in a more courteous manner. And I want to thank Orv here for driving all the way from Ada. You know, way up there in no man's land. He's still in the same town. The same town where this house was. That's right. And you know, this is 6418 4th Avenue North or something, right? That's the number? There's 6,000. Ada didn't have 6,000. Anyway, that's right out by the house there in Ada there, and that's where we took our bath in the kitchen, inside the tub, right? And that's one of those tubs. Ma would fill it, put water in there from the heater, which was a stove, coal stove with a kind of a heater on the side of it, and she'd put the water in there, and then she'd throw a towel on there, and she'd leave and go into the dining room while we took a bath. Those were the tough times. I don't know to tell you, but we made it. How about it, Orv? I didn't think. We made it. Yep. That's a good picture in the